everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we have a designy video, which is exciting because I haven't done a sort of designy video for a while. This one was on my poll for last week, so it was either going to be the get to know me last week or this one, and this is my brand guidelines. This video includes examples how I present my brand guidelines to a client at the end of a project. Let's get straight into it. So the example that I'm going to use to show you my brand guidelines is the rebrand that I did for Teagan Cartwright. I have had permission of Teagan to film this and include her rebrand in it just for clarity. What I'm also going to show you is what I use to plan out my branding projects. So I always like to use what I call a project planner for my branding project, which I created myself. It just has the relevant details and spaces for information that I need to write, which helps me personally plan my projects. So this is my project planner for Teagan's rebrand project. So what I do is put the start date of the project, a deadline if there is one, the client's name and the business name, email and Instagram handle. And then what I do after they've inquired is I write a list of deliverables for the end result of the project. So for this example, Teagan wanted a logo suite, business card design, thank you card design, price list, Instagram highlights and Instagram story templates. Then I move on to my to-do list, which I sort of just list the things I need to do. So sent her the branding questionnaire form, gave her the quote, deposit invoice sent, mood board sent, etc. Just, I don't know, this is my process. So this is the quote and this is the deposit, so I can keep track then of the method of payment, the price, and if they've paid the deposit and if they've paid the final, which she has actually. And then finally, when the project is finished, I know it's only me working here, but I always say finished and I sign it off so that I know it's finished. Okay, so I'll now go through the brand guideline document which I send to the client, in this case Teagan. So this is the opening page of the document. I always use the brand's colour palette throughout the document just because it makes it that little bit more personal and not so templatey. So I add the title, which is Brand Identity, Introduction and Guide, the client's name and the business name, my logo, and then just my copyright, all rights is reserved, that this is my presentation. So the first page is mood board and colour palette. So I have a little explanation on each page. So mood boards help to build and communicate inspiration and visions for your brand identity before starting the design process. And that's sort of universal and goes on every brand document I make. I then have the brand keywords. So in Teagan's case, classic, natural, simplistic, neutral, calming, organic and botanical. And then I have the original mood board, which I created based on Teagan's branding inquiry form, her Pinterest board and her branding questionnaire. We also include a colour palette here as well. Next, the logo suite. So I always start with the primary logo. This was Teagan's primary logo. I then have a small piece of text here saying primary logo, this will be your most used logo, your business name is bold, easily readable, and most importantly, it's memorable. And then I also have a section here for typical uses. So this is the main logo of your brand. This should be used in more primary and larger instances, such as website signs and headers, but also it's not restricted to that, of course. Next, the submark logo. So submark logos are important for brands as they convey a more compressed, smaller visual of your overall brand identity. So in Teagan's case, this one features two of her brand colours, the main sort of rusty orange colour and this sort of cream. This just features the main typeface and also two of the design elements. Typical uses, this should be used in more subtle and small instances, such as social media icons, stationery, stickers, marks, and packaging. Then we have alternative logo number 1. So you can see a theme here. I'm just showcasing each logo in its largest format and just giving a little bit of background so that the client can sort of understand, where should I use this, what should I do with it. Oh my god, I've made a spelling mistake. That is embarrassing. But anyway, alternative logos are essential in order to maintain scalability of your branding for uses in different instances. And I cannot stress this enough. People come to me quite often and say, but I just need one logo, why do I need 3 or 4? And they're essential. You really need variations of your logos in order to ensure scalability of your brand. Next, alternative logo number 2. This is just a solely typographic version of Teagan's logo. Next, brand pattern. So the brand pattern is simply made up of a repetition of the submark or primary logo, which creates aesthetically pleasing, memorable brand pattern. Typical uses for brand pattern include packaging, such as tissue paper, price lists, wallpapers, and social media posts. Next, we move on to typography. So I always include the typefaces I've used. So in this case, the primary typeface is Helena. I think that's how you say it. Maybe Helena, I don't know. Helena, let's call it Helena. So this is the dominant typeface throughout your branding and is easily recognizable as the main typeface of your brand. So I always add the name of the typeface and then just A to Z and 1 to 0. And then the secondary typeface in Teagan's case is Cosma. And again, I've just added A to Z and 1 to 0. And this typeface is used to complement and contrast the primary typeface. Colours. So I always include the hex code, the RGB code, and the CMYK code of each colour in the colour palette. This just helps the client if they ever want to get any stationery made where you're not involved, or maybe they want to paint their wall the same colour, or it could be anything. It's just always so useful to have those colour codes, and then you can have those colours exactly how they appear on your branding. Next, I have a brand in action section, and this just helps the client visualize their branding and showcases it in a more professional way. And it's hard for a client to imagine things the way as designers we can, because we look at these things every day, whereas for them this is a big thing. They're rebranding, they're investing in their business, they want to see how it's going to look. So for the business cards, in Teagan's case, these are 85 by 55 mil, and I've just done a very simple mock-up here of how the cards will look on both sides, and I've also used the brand colours in the background there as well, just to maintain consistency. Same for the thank you cards here, also 85 by 55 mil. Instagram highlight covers, Teagan actually had 2 different sets here. One set without text and one set with text. Next, we have the Instagram story templates. I always showcase them. They are in a mock-up here. I tend not to put the actual iPhone mock-up around because I think it distracts from the actual story templates themselves. I've said here that these can be used for announcements, reviews, Q&As, and wallpapers, but they can be used for anything really. They make your brand look so much more consistent and professional. And that's it for Teagan's brand guidelines. So I always put this thank you note at the end because I just feel like it's so personal to have to trust someone to create the whole visual identity of their brand. And then this is how Teagan has applied her branding. So she's gone ahead and changed all of her highlight covers, she's changed her profile picture, and she's also incorporated them into her feed, as well as buying these amazing dried flowers which match the elements in the branding. This just makes me so happy. But yeah, please go and check out Teagan's work. She is so talented. I think she's actually fully booked for this year now. But if you are in need of animal portraits and these amazing rainbow commissions, you should check out Teagan's page because she is just the most talented gal I know. And she supported me so much throughout my Instagram and freelance journey, so I'm just forever grateful for that. Thank you, Teags. So before I go, I did just actually want to show you my new keyboard and mouse, which I bought off eBay recently. I love it, guys. It's gold and it's such a good dupe for the Apple Magic keyboard. Is that what it's called? I think it is. I mean, there's a few differences, like there's a Windows symbol, which isn't ideal. But I've just altered in my system preferences. I've altered around, I've swapped these around so that this Alt button is actually Command and this Windows button is actually Alt, just so it matches the Mac one, because my automatic shortcuts just weren't loving this. The mouse is also really good, guys. It's really comfortable, if you can call a mouse comfortable. Yeah, £12 delivered from eBay. Can't go wrong with that, can you? Had to buy batteries as well, though. So that's the end of my brand highlights video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope it was helpful. Please let me know if it was, and if you use any of those methods to plan your projects in different ways. I'd be really interested to see how you guys plan your projects and how you display the end result to your clients. But yeah, hope this helps, and if you have any suggestions for any other design videos that you'd like me to do, please leave them in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Please like the video if you enjoyed it. Please subscribe if you're new, and turn the post notifications on so you don't miss any more of my videos. Thank you so much, guys.